But, all right. Good evening. I would like to call to order the Arlington Heights Memorial Library Board of Library Trustees regular board meeting for this Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. May I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Correll is currently not here. Trustee Bauer. Here. Trustee Kelly. Here. Trustee McLean.
Here.
Trustee Meadow.
Here.
Trustee Watts.
Here.
President Summer.
Here. Could we all stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. Do we have any public comments? No public comment. How about liaison reports?
Okay, I didn't have anything from friends, but from the foundation, I have a email from Lori here. Lori says we are still on summer hiatus with communities meeting and planning or committees meeting and planning for the fall. That said, they're at the farmers market with the bookmobile all summer, bringing awareness to the HML Foundation and the fundraising opportunities for the new bookmobile. Lori wanted to send along thanks to library staff for their assistance with the setup and takedown. They will also join the library staff and bookmobile at Harmony Fest and back to business on September 10th at their next board meeting, where the committees will report out progress made over the summer.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, our next action item is approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting from July 15th, 2025.
Move to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of July 15th, 2025.
So that was presented by trustee Watts. May I have a second? Second. All right, we have a second with trustee McLean. All in favor? Aye. All right. How about looking at the financial report?
Okay. On the revenue side, there was no real estate tax revenue recognized in the month of July. The library received personal property replacement taxes in the amount of $25,231.39 this month. Copier printer revenue totaled $4,835.70. Meeting room fees were $225. We collected non-resident card fees in the amount of $235. Lost item charges totaled $931.77. July interest income was $13,999.99. Donations totaled $123.31. Other income was $1,131.18. Revenue collected for vehicle stickers totaled $347. Maker Place miscellaneous revenue was $702.36. And the total revenue collected in July was $47,792.70. On the expense side, we are 58% of the way through our fiscal year, and we have expensed 58% of our total operating budget. The favorable variance to date is $36,826, so pretty close. It was asked, broadly speaking, if we feel libraries on track to stay in budget this year, or if the rising costs will jeopardize that. We do feel like the library will end the year favorable to budget on the expense side, as we're already starting to see on the dashboard. However, we also think by year end, it will be unfavorable to budget on the revenue side. So we budget a deficit in terms of revenue versus expenditures, and our expense favorability has historically made up for that deficit on the revenue side. Rising costs, mostly personnel, while maintaining a flat top line over the many years, means that even though we're managing expenses well and staying consistently under budget, we are no longer coming in favorable enough to justify budgeting a significant deficit going forward. So we saw this trend beginning to flip last year as our expenses were kind of crossing our revenue lines. We did levy a small increase into our 2025 budget, and we'll continue to talk about that trend and recommendations during the 2026 budget cycle, which we are currently in and working on. So, and then capital budget, we're 14% of the way through our capital budget as of July. We received and paid the invoice for the Belmont parking lot in July, and the planned interior renovations are now underway in the library. the LED conversion for the second floor, like this lighting around here, this cove lighting, the first floor pendant lighting, most of that is wrapped up, and the construction will begin on September 8th. Our bookmobile contract is currently under attorney review. We've scheduled a visit from Tech Ops, the company that we're contracting with, to come on site and to check clearance into the garage. So we have quite a slope going into our garage, and so we did send them videos and pictures of our current bookmobile coming and going from that driveway. And they, under the recommendation, we decided to have somebody come out and just measure everything and make sure before we sign the contract and start work on this and send them money that it's gonna actually fit.
Right.
So the wheelbase is very similar and the size is very similar, but the wheels actually move forward on the vehicle. So we have about 3 more feet hanging off the back of the vehicle. This one's about 8 inches taller than the one that we currently have. So hopefully that's gonna balance out, but we're doing our due diligence just to make sure.
Before it doesn't fit.
Yep, exactly. So they'll be out on the 28th. And then we'll get that resolved and I have that contract signed. We are planning, if all works out, to go with the 2024 chassis. So that'll save us a little bit of money.
Right, and we do anticipate spending our $250,000 this year for that because we have to pay for the down payment.
Correct, right. So the foundation is gonna give us, I think, $50,000 toward the donation or toward the down payment, and then we'll be covering the rest with
Okay.
the, we do have quite a bit of donation money that we'll be using toward that as well.
Right. Any other questions? All right, okay, moving on to reviewing the check register.
Okay, I had a few questions regarding the checks this month. First one on page 4, check 104673 to Garber Consulting Group in the amount of $3,000. This is for the E-rate consultant. So if you guys recall, when we started filtering the computers, we were then eligible to get E-rate funding. So E-rate funding gives us a 40% discount on internet lines and associated hardware. So we pay $6,000 a year for this consultant. They handle all of the paperwork submission, all of that stuff. They also help us with, if we go out to bid for networking equipment, stuff like that, they'll handle their RFPs, evaluating everything and providing us recommendations. So that is the first payment of $3,000. Both of our internet providers, Comcast and RCN, are now on E-rate funded contracts. So we are starting to realize some savings. We're saving about $950, or I'm sorry, $850 a month on internet because of that. So that'll average out to maybe between 10 and 12,000 for the year. And we are waiting for a final commitment this week on the funding for wireless and networking products that we were planning for this year and next year that will save us a considerable amount of money as well. On page 10, check 104691 to Ingram Library Services in the amount of $13.30. That is books paid for using donated funds. So when a donation is received, we send a thank you letter to the generous donor and record the cash as deferred revenue, where it sits on our balance sheet until it's used to purchase something. So the donor can designate how the funds should be used. When we purchase something from donations, we then recognize the revenue at the same time as expenditure. So the net impact to the library is zero. And then on page 2 of the revenue report, line 83, donations is where you can see the amount that we're recognizing this month to offset the items we purchased using donations. So that total was $123.31. On page 12, check 104630 to Amazon in the amount of $10,305.06. That is for 6 iMac computers for the hub that were budgeted for replacement in 2025. On page 13, check 104750 to T-Mobile in the amount of $1,199.94. That is for new cell phones for security and for our bookmobile. On page 14, check 104758 to Unique Management Services to $142.07. Let's see, they search, they do a address search for us. It's an automated address verification system for library card auto renewal for our customers. So our customers don't have to come in to automatic or to manually renew their cards. This service automatically does it for them based on their verification of their address. On page 15, 17, and 62, check 104642 to Bedco Mechanical, Premistar North and Complete Temperature Systems. Those are three checks, or three amounts within a check. The first amount is $1,941.50. The next one is $10,619. And then the third one is $3,578. Those are for HVAC service calls at both the main library and at the Maker Place. The 10,000 payment was for an emergency repair for two of the boilers serving the 1978 building, where the gas valve in both of the boilers failed. The other repairs for leaking refrigerant, and the season 4 unit compressor is not turning on. So season 4 is a big unit that we replaced a few years ago, up on this side of the building. And then at the Maker Place, the $3,500 expenditure was to replace a bad supply fan motor on the rooftop unit. All these systems are fairly new and not in any immediate replacement plan, but they're outside of warranty, and so these things just needed to be replaced. On page 21 and 22, there are multiple checks for paid actors for the FanCon event for $400 each. That was for the FanCon event on July 27th. The event ran from 12 o'clock to 4:30. It was a very successful event. I think we had about 900 people there.
It was a hot day, and I feel like it's always hot.
So those were all the questions I had on the check register. Does anybody have anything else? Yeah.
I know, just on page 15, the bookmobile oil change, this freeze or fries,
Price, yeah.
fries. Do they service your bookmobile?
They do, yeah.
Where are they located?
Where's it? Wheeling.
Oh,
Okay.
Wheeling.
Yeah, kind of by the airport.
Well,
right?
yeah, right back.
Do they do everything?
They do, yeah. They're large truck servicing. And they've been great for us. We've been very happy with them.
All right, any other questions? May I have a motion, please?
Sure. I move approval of the accounts payable check register for the Arlington Heights Memorial Library for July 31st, 2025 in the amount of $1,308,963.82.
Second, all right, so that motion was made by trustee Gallup and seconded by trustee Watts. May I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Fallon,
Yes.
trustee Kelly,
Aye.
trustee McConerty,
Yes.
trustee Neto,
Yes.
trustee Watts.
Yes.
President Samar.
Aye. All right, executive director report.
Okay, looking at the first page of the director's report, our summer exhibit weaves together community and craftivism. So from June 12th to July 23rd, the community and craftivism exhibit captivated community members on the library's first floor. Shannon Downey, artist, author, and craftivist, collaborated with programs and exhibits manager Jennifer to curate an exhibit featuring 6 deeply meaningful textile projects, which together tell the story of activism through crafting for building change one stitch at a time. And on the next page, our FanCon. On Sunday, July 27th, the library welcomed more than 900 guests of all ages to its 9th annual FanCon, a celebration of comics and pop culture. This year's event had something for everyone, including a performance by Wax Geek, whose geeky circus arts and acrobatics show combined contortion, belly dancing, and cosplay. Attendees explored every corner of the library by solving hidden clues and testing their dragon knowledge for a chance to win prizes. And Artist Alley showcased 10 artists and vendors. Cosplayers ranged from Disney princesses and the characters of Gravity Falls to Avengers, celebrating the vibrant pop culture embraced by the Arlingtonites community. Then on the next page, for 6 weeks this summer, our youth services collaborated with Senior and Accessible Services to launch Bridge Builders, a summer volunteer squad project that connected teens with homebound older adults through weekly phone calls. By the end of the program, it was clear this collaboration was more than just a summer project and had developed into a meaningful intergenerational connection. Then on page 4, Mission San Juan Diego Festival. So returning to Mission San Juan Diego this year was a powerful reminder of how important it is to serve the Hispanic community on the north side of Arlington Heights. Staff members from the Bookmobile team and Community and Circulation Services connected with over 100 attendees, many experiencing the Bookmobile for the first time. Staff introduced library services and passed out library swag to many new faces. Then our genealogy and the history librarian, Eddie, was a guest presenter at Banta Open House Tour commemorating the centennial of the Arlington Heights Park District with over 110 people in attendance. Eddie dressed up and reenacted as Nathaniel Banta, author, teacher, influential founder of the Park District, and inaugural president of the Arlington Heights Library in 1926. Then our Maker Place specialist, Lisa, showcased her talents at San Diego Comic-Con in July, where her group, A Tale of Two Stepsisters, won Most Humorous in the masquerade competition before an audience of 5,000. Lisa crafted her costumes using Maker Place equipment and workspaces, rehearsed in the studio production room, and created a detailed build book using the comb binder to share her techniques. And then let's see, on page 5, this summer, 138 teens volunteered on 7 unique squads, as well as the summer reading table, from engaging audiences with puppetry to maintaining the library's at the Viatorian Giving Garden. Teens joined volunteer opportunities aligned with their interests and schedules. And on page 6, Makerspace Branch Assistant Manager Chris and Senior and Accessible Services Manager Katie collaborated on identifying ways to increase accessibility at the Maker Place. The Maker Place now offers cane holders for customers to use in multiple areas of the building, including the front desk to aid where check-in, near the laser cutters in the fishing room, and on the counter in the sewing room. And that's everything I've had for the main director's report, but I did get a question about the statistics regarding the culinary program attendance at the Maker Place. So you'll see a dip in those numbers this month. We did have a staff member who was managing a lot of the programs over at the kitchen at the Maker Place, leave the library for another position. Since that person left, we've kind of retooled it, and we made the chef over at the Maker Place full time and is now taking on that program responsibility over there. So you'll see that number fine in the near future, but we're seeing a little bit of a lull there right now. That is everything I have for the director's report.
Well, that is a lot. I just want to say that this was, I mean, all of the exhibits on the first floor are terrific. This one was so visual, really cool and so impressive. FanCon, the fact that many people come out on a really hot, I mean, there's a lot to do in the summer. It's not like a February Saturday in Chicago, and for that many people to come out here, it's amazing. And every year there's just new cool things. I also think, just the Ravinia partnership, you didn't highlight that, but that's like real money savings. I know we all try to encourage people to use the library to save money. And I appreciated, and I'm sure it was intentional, about the different types of customers that have positive feedback, from a person that uses it for travel to studying, to a new job, to learning something new, just for book recommendation and the things. So again, I think that really speaks to all the different audiences and the different ways that people use the library, which I know we're all really aware of, and always trying to meet whatever needs people have, even before they think of it sometimes. So that's really wonderful. And then on the chart, I just found it really interesting that this year we seem to have flipped, so that now we have more audio visual than downloadable, which it seems like it just this month flipped. So, just something to always keep in mind.
Yeah,
People are not downloading quite as much. I mean, they're not using the audio visual, but they're downloading more. So anyway, I'm sure we'll see that continue. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you did anything different. I know it was the second year in a row, but do you think that huge jump from 170 to 720 card holders was just like word of mouth, or did we promote it or make it like, why did it jump so much? It was incredible.
I think, well, I don't know, Sasha, do you want to speak to the promotion that we did on Ravinia?
Yeah, I would say we did similar promotion in year 2, or maybe more people found out about it through their friends, because it was a really,
Yeah.
really huge jump from last year.
I feel like, did we have it for the same time period last year though? We did, yeah, I don't know. I heard people talking about it. I mean, obviously I knew about it last year and I know people that used it. But I think maybe the word of mouth from people that got to go to a free Ravinia show.
Yeah, word got out.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right. Any old business?
No.
No. All right. New business.
So I would invite Neil and April to come up and talk to us about the One Book, One Village selection for 2025. I'll just need a minute here to get.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Set up.
Bring it on us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is Jerry. This is.
We bear gifts, but we're gonna hold off.
That's nice. We need the surprise.
Well, that's
Perfect.
the other thing. I'll let you use that.
Now we get.
Okay, for sure. Thanks for having us back. This is always a wonderful initiative. I love talking about it. I think this is my 4th or 5th year up here. Happy to be up here with April from Communications. And we're actually standing in for Sherry, who are the leads. Sherry is taking her son to college and also dealing with the, kids going back to school like many of us are in the room. So thanks for having us. This year's One Book, One Village for 2025 is The Stolen Queen by Fiona Davis. This is an incredible get for us, and we're really proud of this title. I do want to just talk about the team a little bit. So as I said, Sherry is the lead, Carolina is the co-lead, I'm the programs lead, communications lead, and then we have Natalie and Joseph from collections as well. It's the power, so.
The power.
I'll talk a little bit about the selection team and the selection process, and then we'll get into a little bit more stuff with the title. So the selection team featured 15 members from 6 departments, and it was made up by new and returning readers. Similar to last year, we streamlined the selection process, so there were like 2,000 titles that our info advisors combed through, get us down to about 59 titles that were actually workable. So some of those 2,000 titles are like the Amish romance books, the cozy mysteries by Julie Heisey, like Hail to the Chef and Executive Orders. Those are political cozy thrillers. So it's just a lot to comb through to get us to this point. This is working fast, Mike. So after all of this, we got down to 59 titles. I won't go through all of the details here, but we ended up with 26 titles in green, which are our strong picks. And then we had everyone read them. And we took those 26 green titles down to 4. Any of these books up here would have been wonderful picks, but we're incredibly happy that we chose still.
So you use ranked choice voting, it looks like. Nice.
A very robust conversation
Oh,
amongst
yeah.
the committee too, so it was really fun.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opinions.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It's great. Alright, and so our pick is The Stolen Queen by Fiona Davis. After a priceless artifact is stolen, an unlikely duo race across Europe to solve the mystery while confronting the past and protecting their future. In this book, you will journey from New York to Egypt and uncover the mystery and adventure within the Stolen Queen. This book is set in dual timelines, 1936 Egypt and also 1978 New York City. It follows aspiring archaeologist Charlotte Cross, who is fictional, but is also based on a real person. And her career is derailed by tragedy during a prestigious dig in the Valley of the Kings. Decades later, Annie Jenkins, an assistant to fashion icon Diana Vreeland, is entangled in a mystery when an ancient Egyptian artifact disappears during the Met Gala. Her search for answers leads her to Charlotte, who is now a reclusive curator at the Met. And together, this veteran curator and this young fashion intern return to Egypt to uncover the truth. It's an adventure, it's exciting, it takes you on a journey, it's a fast read. it's an easy read. I feel like it's really accessible to a lot of different people. Fiona Davis is a New York Times bestselling author. She's known for her historical fiction, of which this is also a historical fiction. And all of her historical fiction center around New York City's iconic landmarks. This one being the Met, but also Egypt is really a huge character in the book as well. She brings her signature blend of drama and heart to this unforgettable story of art, identity, and legacy. Ooh. And so a big part of presenting this book is connecting with our community. And a lot of the conversations around selecting this book and how we will present it to the community are revolve around how our community is deeply interested in history, and also there is an interest in the inner workings of museums. This book also explores how collections are acquired, how they are curated and interpreted, as well as the vital and evolving conversation around the repatriation of cultural artifacts. We're especially engaged with the ethical, historical, and cultural implications of returning heritage items to their communities of origin, of which many cultural institutions are discussing. It's very topical. And how these efforts contribute to justice, reconciliation, and global cultural understanding. This also ties to our community specifically because of the popularity of our museum and attraction passes. That's similar to what we do with Ravinia. We have an Explore More Illinois Pass and a Museum Adventure Pass that our customers have expressed that they are so interested in. They ask for them, they call, they chat us about it. And in 2025, we were able to increase the number of passes that we had from 4 to 8 that would be in constant circulation. So as a result of that doubling of those passes being available in 2025, we have already seen that in 2024, the circulation for those passes was 235 for the Illinois Pass. And just in the first 7 months of 2025, they circulated 25 times. So 2024 number was 235. The first 7 months of 2025 is 225. So you offer twice the passes, you get twice the results. So people are interested in this. And then similarly, the Museum Adventure Pass has a similar number. Last year was 478. First 7 months of this year, 423. So those numbers also, reinforced by this is a good choice for us, for our customers. We also have some stats to share about Fiona's books. Her checkouts across all the physical formats, because we do have her other titles in our library, is 471. The e-content is 1,179. And so combined, we have a current checkout count where her titles have already been checked out 1,650 times. So we feel like she's already going to be a popular author for people who already know her work. Yeah. And so also that gets us to formats. As in all of our OBOV titles, this is going to be available in a variety of formats. So our customers can get it in regular print, large print, CD audiobook, as an ebook, and as an e-audiobook on Cloud Library. And we also have been offering sets for book groups. Those communications have already gone out to our return book group customers. We've been doing this for this is our 12th year. We have a lot of book groups that have done it every single year. So we give those folks a first chance to check out those book club groups, those book club sets ahead of time. The other books that we have of Fiona's in our collection are The Spectacular, The Magnolia Palace, and The Lions of Fifth Avenue.
And Danielle, who I forgot to mention, our info advisor, is also responsible for handling the slew of book group requests that come in, and she does a wonderful job of that too. So I will try to cut some of this because I have a lot of information here because we have a lot of programs and we have a lot of discussions. Really happy this year to say that we have that the Maker Place is going to be doing programs to highlight this book as well, and so I'll get into some of those as well. Our programs and discussions were designed to deepen engagement with One Book, One Village, and the themes offer rich and historical and literary content. We've been in touch with some academics in the area, as well as out east, including Harvard, as well as some curators, and so here's. We have programs like building the pyramids, the Windy City Meets the Nile, and armchair archaeology brought to us by our info librarian, genealogy librarian, Eddie. These will bring expert insight into ancient Egyptian history, architecture, the evolving field of architecture, allowing our community to access all of the scholarship that's related to the book's themes and settings. A couple here that I'd like to highlight. So building the pyramids, that's going to be presented virtually with Dr. Boyce Galf from the University of Chicago. We have a program, another virtual program, Ancient Egypt with Empathy and Care, that's going to be with Dr. Jen Toom, who is from Harvard University. She's a curator at their museum. And then we also have Curating Ancient Egypt in Chicago. That's going to be with Dr. Ashley Arrico, who is the curator over at the Art Institute of Chicago. So I think we have some really heavy hitters. In addition to that, the Windy City Meets the Nile will feature Lee Bay, who's the renowned Chicago architectural critic. He's been on with the Sun-Times, NPR, etc. We will be having another big party. The One Book, One Gala, modeled after the Met Gala. We couldn't steal too much of that because it is copyrighted. And we're very happy that the foundation is going to have a presence at this as well. So this is just, it's programming was so easy with this, and I love this stuff growing up, going to the Field Museum with my parents and seeing all the Egypt stuff. So this is like kind of my jam. We'll be doing some trivia from the Stolen Queen, also featuring some trivia from previous One Book, One Villages. Maker Place is going to flip some of their Maker Place essentials to theme it Egyptian style. And there are several programs there that they're going to be doing, etching in Egyptian cartouche, as well as some others which offer creative ways for adults to connect with material culture of ancient Egypt. And of course, we have all of our discussions up here listed, which will be virtual, in person. Some at the Maker Place featuring Chef Brian, making some Egyptian food to go along with the book discussion. ESL is participating as well, and our page turners book discussions as well. This is the video.
Yeah, see,
So please plays. This is Fiona.
Hello, Arlington Heights. My name is Fiona Davis, and I'm thrilled that my book, The Stolen Queen, was chosen as this year's One Book, One Village selection. If you haven't read it yet, there's still time. And here's the scoop about the book. The Stolen Queen at New York City's Met Museum in 1978, where a 60-year-old enigmatic curator in Egyptian art collection unwillingly teams up with an overeager 19-year-old assistant at the Met Gala in order to track down a stolen artifact. Part of the novel takes place in 1930s Egypt when the curator was a young archaeologist, and it's about female friendships, mothers and daughters, and long-held secrets. I'll be visiting Arlington Heights on Tuesday, October 28th at Forest View Educational Center, and I can't wait to discuss The Stolen Queen with you. Thanks for reading, and I'll see you soon.
And I was emailing with Fiona today. She's very nice. Okay, so a little bit more about Fiona's visit. So we will be doing our typical evening with. So an evening with Fiona Davis is going to be on Tuesday, October 28th from 7 to 9 p.m. at Forest View Educational Center at the theater there. It will be in person and in conversation with Allison Cuddy. And we will, of course, have it live streamed and recorded with Laurel, who we've worked with in the past. I won't get into everything because I think I'm repeating you here on Fiona's bio, but I'll give you a little bit about Allison. So Allison Cuddy is a Chicago-based writer and editor. She's the former host of the award-winning 848 on NPR, on WBEZ. She served as the artistic director of the Chicago Humanities Festival, board member of the Arts Club of Chicago, and is a member of the City of Chicago's Cultural Advisory Council, and she is excited for this as well. So I think it's going to be a great evening for all of our customers in our community.
Yeah, I am as excited about our moderator as I am about our author. So, I think, and also we're gonna have an American Sign Language interpreter at our event as well. That we'll be able to offer live in person. So that takes us to some of our outreach, our community engagement, some of our communications that we're doing. Again, this year, One Book, One Village is gonna be everywhere in Arlington Heights. And we wanna make it accessible and, be where our community is. So we're gonna have some pop-up activities, giveaways, and also the opportunity to check out being live at a community event. Some of the places we're going to be are at the Farmers Market, the opening night of Harmony Fest, and Autumn Harvest. We'll also be stopping by District 214 Adult Education and Harvard College during community engagement visits to engage with those audiences as well. We're gonna be connecting with staff, ESL, and GED students to spark conversations and curiosity around this title. And we're also just excited to share a couple of our marketing materials. Awesome. And here you're going to see the staff created OBOV brochure that is going to be everywhere in the community. An outreach giveaway item. We created a custom keychain that goes along with the theme. And a water bottle notebook sticker, as well as the Egyptian cartouche. Your packets have your name on them because your cartouche is similar to what is going to be created at the Maker Place event. It is your name. So that is also your name. So when we go to the outreach events,
All of it's in time.
So when we go to the outreach events, each person who engages with us one-on-one at our staff table will get this similar giveaway packet. Instead of the cartouche, though, they will have a book. So that's the only piece that you're missing.
Love it.
That's really neat.
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for everyone.
It's really out there.
So we found that
Oh,
this
it's really-
outreach
Yeah.
events is really
The Metropolitan Opera.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Like.
And it makes the engagement times longer.
Like $40,000 gowns and stuff.
Yes.
I always thought it was a Metropolitan Opera.
I love the graphics, like the design.
Yeah, so all of the graphics were done by our communications and marketing. as
Yeah, I
well.
love the fun.
did a beautiful job.
Very stunning.
And then in addition to the promotional video that you just saw, the library's communications and marketing department will promote OBOV on all of its usual channels as well, including the website, social media, these outreach visits, and through targeted emails to customers. An in-library display with custom artwork created by our graphics department will also be featured on the first floor starting Monday, August 25th. And I'd just like to give a special shout out to all the staff members who curated materials for this year's website. It was quite an undertaking, especially librarian Kristen, who offered his expertise to sharing resources. Some of the resources that you're going to find on that website when it goes live on Monday afternoon is information on Egyptian museum exhibits, theft and repatriation of cultural artifacts, the Met Gala, women's resilience throughout history, and also our local connections and library resources on this topic. So there's a lot of additional content for our customers to engage with on the web as well. And as you'll see, all the marketing materials are really pushing people to go to this website. And as always, our readers advisors have collected many related titles that are both fiction and nonfiction on this topic, and you can explore that in our custom book list, which will also be linked here. And just another quick note, just to mention that our e-subscribers have grown significantly in recent years since we started curating a custom list to reach out to OBOV interested participants and people who've engaged with us over the past years. We now have more than 39,000 email contacts in our database, and close to 3,000 of those are customers who have specifically opted in by choice to get OBOV emails for this initiative. So I already feel like we have a really good to reach out to people on this. The OBOV website, the emails, the social media marketing campaigns, everything will launch starting Monday, August 25th. The September library newsletter that'll be distributed to all residents of Arlington Heights via mail will hit home starting Tuesday, August 26th. And it features a 6-page spread on all things OBOV related. So please visit HTML.info starting Monday and beyond for all of this. And question? And we have
All right, I have a couple questions. Yep. How many people does Forest View seat?
Thank you.
400,
Okay,
has to be 400.
okay. And how much, or how, what, the way that like we sat it last year for Henderson, how much did that seat?
We tried to fit 220 there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more, that's great.
Yeah, it gets us back to Forest View after
Right.
being away, so.
Is this a similar number of events like you usually do? Is it?
It's about, there's been a range over
Yeah.
time.
We always try to, but then we get great ideas and we can't stop doing
They're
it.
this one today.
And with the Maker Place programming as well, we
Yeah.
just had a range of options for.
Yeah.
The main
Yeah, like
programs do make it slightly larger than last year, but those are a rebrand of their essentials classes that they would be offering during September and October already.
Right,
And so it's not like in
Kind of
addition
dual,
to,
yeah.
it's, just a rebrand of those.
how about kids? Anything kids?
We really felt strongly that this is, I think it's very specifically a book for an adult audience. I think it's suitable for a young adult to read. The content is good, but it really truly is, a historical fiction book that's written for an adult audience. So instead of trying to make something fit that, doesn't have sort of the end goal of reading the book, joining the conversation being the main goal. We felt very good about focusing in on this adult audience and really engaging them in a strong way.
I wonder if we could ever do a one book, one village for kids in the summer. Not too hard of a book, but something, I don't know, our summer activities are so. There's so many, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Well, this is amazing. I'm super impressed and I hope I can go to a lot of events.
All I was gonna say is that I saw that the gala you said 16 and up, so, right? That it does say, so
A
they're.
little bit about that.
Okay.
It's going to be an after hours event.
Okay.
So we'll be doing it on that Saturday. Library will stay open the same amount of time and it'll just be a little bit afterwards. It's 16 and over because there will be alcohol served. We'll have mocktails and cocktails.
For purchase.
And we've got some interesting things going on there. We'll have some live music. We'll have kind of a paparazzi photo kind of thing. When you're walking up the red carpet, there will be a red carpet there. So we're doing some things to kind of try to mirror that.
A live art demonstration.
Art demonstration. We'll have a photo art gallery sort of thing going on. So that it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying, it is, if you are, engaging, you've mentioned it could be appropriate for young adult, but still kind of bringing in another population that is somewhat out of reach, so that was great thinking, that was just, we've got some young,
Yeah,
And
People-
we encourage people to dress up
Yeah.
or to come as they are, wear, the Lady Gaga me dress. Don't do that, but just go all out or do it as you want to. And the hope too is that, the graphics are so beautiful for this and they're amazing. That this Egyptian theme hopefully sparks something and, some of the younger kids
Yeah.
to go over to the nonfiction section, YS, and take a peek around too.
right. Anyone else? No, well, this looks amazing. So congratulations on getting such a well-known author and, yeah, it's gonna be great.
We're excited.
Thank you so much. All right. Hard to, follow that. Talk about meeting dates and closing schedule. All right. Moving on to approving our 2026 holiday dates and closing schedule.
Okay, so what you have in front of you is a proposed schedule for 2026 holiday and regular closings. The one that we probably need to talk about is 4th of July, or at least that's one that kind of is a little bit different. This year, it falls on Saturday, or for next year it falls on Saturday. But the federal holiday is Friday, July 3rd. So what we're suggesting is closing the 4th of July, that's when the parade will be and everything. And then if there's full-time employees whose regular day off falls on a Saturday, they could take that paid holiday at a later time. So that seems like the best way to do it.
Right.
But if you have any thoughts or suggestions.
Or just put in a clarification, so they would not. It wouldn't be the 3rd because you'd be open the 3rd,
We'd be
so they would just give an offer.
Yeah.
A different.
Exactly. But everything else is pretty standard. We have staff development day on May 1st, so the library will be closed that day. Yeah, I think everything else is pretty much like what we've done previous year.
I'm just trying to think of, does this happen often? Like, would you expect to get pushback from some staff that have to come to work on a day where most people have the day off?
On the 3rd, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
We're,
I think
Libraries
most people
are-
are.
Yeah,
they're
I
all
mean, they're
good.
just
Yeah.
used to it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have any questions? All right. I would,
I move that the Board of Library Trustees approves the 2026 library holiday dates and closing schedule.
Second.
all right, the motion was made by trustee Kelly and seconded by trustee Gala. May I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Gala. Yes. Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee McLeany.
yes.
Trustee Meta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts. Yeah. President Simon.
Aye. All right. And board meeting dates.
So next up is the proposal for the Board of Library Trustee and Committee of the Whole meetings for next year. There are a couple dates in here for consideration. The January Committee of the Whole meeting falls, close to the New Year holiday. Typically, in the past, we have canceled this meeting. We're recommending that we just leave it off the calendar for 2026. Same with the July Committee of the Whole meeting, so that is on July 6th. This is another one that we typically cancel. So staff is recommending not to include that on the schedule of meetings for 2026. And then the September Committee of the Whole meeting, the first Monday in September is Labor Day and the library is normally closed. So due to the timing of the budget preparations, staff recommend rescheduling the September Committee of the Whole meeting to September 8th, so Tuesday.
Okay. So my question is, I think those are all nice recommendations and they make sense. If we do the committee of the whole in September on the 8th, which is which now would be essentially the second Tuesday, then the regular board meeting is the 15th. Should we try to move the board meeting to the 22nd, so they're 2 weeks apart? Or I know we had that come up
Yeah,
this year, or does it matter?
I don't know that it's gonna matter that much.
That's a meeting that we discuss at the COW, the budget
Right,
generally.
right,
So I guess you could say it'll be fresh in our minds.
true.
I'm just wondering if,
I just think it's more for staff, that if you need to prepare something in between that, I think for us, we may have that more leniency, but if that would be the only consideration.
Yeah, we could move it. I mean, I always appreciate having more time between the committee of the whole and the board meeting, but I mean, it was planned for September 7th, so it's not, it's not that far off.
right, but because there's 5 Tuesdays. So the meeting would be the 8th and the 15th. What if we did the 8th and the 22nd, I guess?
Okay.
I mean, it gives you more
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
It gives everybody more time between meetings, unless you need it quicker,
No,
for the village trustee meeting.
I don't think so. That September committee of the whole meeting is the draft of the budget. And
Right,
then that September board meeting is not budget, so I don't think it's gonna be that much of an issue,
okay,
being that we're not
All right.
preparing something coming out of the committee.
Okay.
I think it'll be okay. I'll probably regret saying this in a year, but. Yeah.
You're in trouble now.
And not knowing, like not knowing what's going on with the financials and stuff at that time, I hate to make the decision to move it now without talking to Tracy and stuff, so
Okay.
I would say let's leave it
Okay,
on the 15th.
all right.
President Samara, my
Yes.
other question is, do other people do things on St. Patrick's Day other than Mike Kelly? So I just may or may not be here, it's just that one kind of jumped out at me.
We do green beer at that meeting.
Have a short meeting so we can go through all the people that are at Peggy's.
Or a later meeting, so we can be out all day and then stumble into the
Right.
board meeting and finish it out. Okay.
All right. Well, I would take a motion with the staff recommendations.
Motion for the Board of Library Trustees to approve the 2026 Board of Library Trustees scheduled meetings.
Second, all right, so that motion was made by trustee Watts and seconded by trustee Gala. Let's have a roll call, please.
Trustee Gala?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Hi.
Trustee McLean?
Yes.
Trustee Meadow?
Yes.
Trustee Watts? Yes. President Samari?
Aye. Okay, moving on to other.
The only thing we have another is just to let you guys know that the Illinois Library Association Annual Conference is coming up October 14th to 16th. If you would like to attend or need any help registering, please let us know.
I believe that Thursday is trustee day, so
Thursdays.
if you can only, if you can make one day, that's a really good day.
I see you have a lot who have signed up from the register, that's great.
Yeah.
Good contingency.
And that's very local. That's right here in Rosemont.
Yeah,
so.
that's
Yeah,
great.
it's really easy to get to, and you're presenting early in the week.
Yes, I'm presenting on Monday, so the 13th. They're doing a pre-conference for, I think the whole day is about data. And I'm presenting at two different sessions, one on ethics in artificial intelligence, and the other one is on using artificial intelligence for analyzing data. So pretty cool stuff.
Interesting.
I just want to go to the pre-conference.
Yeah. Do people know yet if they've been selected to present or to do a poster?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 So other people, anyone else
I think
from?
we have somebody doing a poster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
They've announced PLA programs already.
yeah.
Yeah.
wonderful. And it looks, I mean, I saw the sign in the elevator regarding, letting people know, and I know it's the banner on the website, or at least it has been, letting people know about the upcoming construction. Do you feel like you're at a good place with knowing where you're gonna need people?
Yeah, we've had conversations about that. I think we're in a pretty good spot, working with the managers and stuff on that. And we have a nice timeline. I feel like we're in a good spot there. Actually, next month, this meeting will probably not be in this room.
Oh, right.
Probably be down in the Carter room.
Okay.
So for the first 4 or 5 weeks, this whole section of the library will not be available because we're redoing the carpet and the ceiling. So we are kind of moving people around, but we've broken it out into sections, so it's only half a dozen people or so staff members affected at any one time. So we have other places that we'll be putting them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Anyone else have another?
No, but I was in the meeting rooms today and I was very excited that the carpet will be new here very soon.
Okay.
I was looking at the floor, I'm like, I'm very excited about this project.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, wow, this was a busy meeting and we finished in less than an hour. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved, and a second? Second, all right, the motion to adjourn was made by trustee Gala and seconded by trustee McLean. All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.